Welcome back to No Rhyme, No Reason. I'm your host, Aaron Bergeron, and as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Popeye.
Hello.
And Ernesto.
Yellow.
Welcome back. We were off for last week, and we had a nice Thanksgiving while we were gone, and I figured we'd just start off by each of us going over how our Thanksgivings were, what was good, what was bad. So how about we start off with Popeye?
Yeah, so overall I had a pretty great Thanksgiving weekend. Spent a lot of it with family. I would say one of the really sketchy things this year, we fried our first turkey. It was my first time frying a turkey, and I know that there are a lot of dangers that come with that. And those dangers almost came true, and I'm going to tell you why. My mom's husband, Todd Trost. Great guy. You guys have met him at the wedding. Funny dude.
Meh.
Mixed up on the oil measurement. So it was like almost filled to the brim. And I
Jesus
asked
Christ.
him, I was like, are you sure this is correct? And he said, yeah, Aaron, I did all the measurements. Well, what he forgot or mixed up was he filled it when the turkey was still in the water, instead of doing the measurement of when you take the turkey out of the water and water's only left. So he filled it to the point where the turkey and water were in the same container, and that's why it was filled up so much. So he took a ceramic cup and was scooping the hot oil and throwing it in his mulch, which it was a rainy day, so it wasn't really going to catch fire, I hoped. But yeah, he did that about 50 times until we got to this right level, sloshing it around. Thought it was going to become a fireball, but after that, we just waited and watched the turkey cook, and it turned out great. But we came home on Saturday. My mom followed us over to my grandmother's house, and she and my brother stayed for another night or so. It was really nice to just hang out with family and relax. But what about you, Wayne?
Pretty laid back. Went to the in-laws in Orlando, and we just sort of hung out, and we made lots and lots of food. We fried a turkey the proper way, and it was really good. Everything was really good. All the fixings, and we watched football, and that's about as good as it gets. No nonsense. Just kicking back, watching my fantasy team win, and having a great time of it. It was pretty laid back. Nothing too exciting. Not a big family event, but it was good, enjoyable, relaxing. Just what I needed.
Exactly. That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Ernesto.
Wow. 2 fried turkeys. Mine was pretty good. The night before, I went to a bar crawl down here in Florida called the Turkey Trot. It's pretty much a big high school reunion every year before Thanksgiving. So I did that, which made Thursday morning, when I did quite the majority of the cooking for Thanksgiving, not as great because I had a massive headache. And we didn't fry our turkey. We did the old school bake in the oven. And however, the turkey was prepared by my brother at a different house. And it arrived at my house at 6:45 in the morning, where I had to go out in the driveway and take it and put it in the oven so it could sit there for 6 hours. And then I cooked everything else, watched some football, watch more football. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty decent.
There's some good games on.
Yeah, I know. Football all day, just a straight 10 hours of football from the 12:30 to the 4:30 to 8:30. It's like the best thing ever. Every Thanksgiving. The best part of Thanksgiving. So yeah. Not too exciting myself. I feel like Thanksgiving kind of should be that way. Pretty laid back.
Laid back and with family. I mean, pretty much.
Everyone eats. Everyone goes into a slight food coma, and then it's just quiet. That's the way it's supposed to be. The times around it. I don't get these people who do 5Ks Thanksgiving morning. Way too much. When do they cook their food? That's my question. It makes no sense to me. They start at 7 in the morning. So that's it. Have either of you ever gone out to eat for Thanksgiving?
I have not.
No, but my teacher, my math teacher, was talking about it, and he had to pick up his wife the same day for a family matter at the airport because she was coming back home. And he told his kids, he's like, "I'm not doing Thanksgiving. You guys figure it out." And then they're like, "Oh, we'll cook." And so they ended up not cooking. And then he told them that we were going to go out to eat. And then they found a place, but it was a 4 hour wait. So then he said that his Thanksgiving meal was Panda Express.
Oh, that's so
And
good.
he got his wife on time, so everything worked out, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's a 4 hour wait. It's this year was the most I've ever seen it, but it seems like every year more and more people do it. But like this year, it was like almost 50% of the people that I knew like went out to eat for Thanksgiving. So I don't know, like if people just don't cook anymore, or it's just too much, or it's becoming more of a prominent thing. But that's insane. Panda Express.
Well, you're seeing more and more businesses being or staying open for Thanksgiving. So
I'm about it. I think that that pretty much covers Thanksgiving. You know, it is the holiday season. We're moving into Christmas here. So we typically run the episodes with a nice little love hate segment. Figure we could gear this one towards just the holiday season in general. Wayne, want to kick things off for us?
Sure. So, my favorite part about the holiday season is the weather. I live in Florida, so the weather actually gets reasonable. I don't have to have my AC on. It was a chilly, like 40 degrees this morning, which was awesome. And
Oh yeah,
I love the cold. Not too cold, but like Florida cold is my jam.
yeah, like 40, 50 degrees.
Yes, it's perfect.
That little pocket, just
Hmm.
luscious. It was actually going to be my love until you stole it because I let you go first again.
I feel like after last time we had a podcast, you would have learned that lesson, but nope, you just let me go first.
It's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Ernesto needs to stop letting Wayne go first. So what do you hate about the holidays?
There's not much I hate about the holidays. I thought I had something, but I just there's such a good time of the year. I guess I hate like all of the I don't want to say like commercialism, but just like all of the like politics around like happy holidays and Merry Christmas and like
Are you not allowed to say that, Wayne?
I
Like that.
yeah, I hate that this time of the year is that's a discussion. Like give me a break. I don't really care. Just just enjoy the weather, enjoy the music, enjoy spending time with family, and enjoy all the time off you get from work, which is awesome.
Absolutely, Popeye. What's the weather like there in the Pacific Northwest?
it's pretty chilly and rainy right now.
What temps are we talking here?
About 48 to 50. Low 40s, rainy. Yeah, tomorrow it's going to rain. It's about 50% chance.
Average run of the mill day there, 40, 50 degrees.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. I definitely, like Wayne said, I definitely like the weather. I would say that my love would be kind of like with the whole fall thing. I like the feeling. I just like the holiday spirit. I love, like, I feel like this is like the time of the year where yeah, there are worries in the outside world, but you can kind of take your mind off of the bad, and fill it with some good, which I don't know about you guys, but it gets pretty depressing when you just hear about shit stories on the news all the fucking time. So it's kind of nice to listen to Christmas music and get ready for the holidays and all that fun stuff. I would say I hate fucking people on the holidays. I hate people and I fucking hate crowds.
He does hate
What?
crowds. He does hate crowds. That is a true story. He does not like crowds one bit.
Like going to the mall, Christmas shopping, like from now until after like the first part of January, it's fucking annoying. I try to do my best to keep high spirits when I'm trudging through the fucking idiots, but sometimes there's just too many fucking idiots, and all you can do is just talk shit about them under your breath. So,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I love the holidays. I mean, there's not a lot of shitty people. There's just a bunch of fuckheads sometimes. So
Yeah. No, I mean that's
once they just sometimes like they just accumulate in one spot, but then other places like, oh yeah, it's fine. There's normal people, but no, there's just
they're like it's herds of them. It's like The Walking Dead, but fucking idiots.
How do you feel about people who just stand in the middle of the sidewalk?
That's the worst type of fucking
I
person.
want to fucking kick them in the back of their legs and watch their knees slam into the concrete. Like that's what I want to do. Like when I see somebody just standing, and then like they're a big group of people, and they're in the middle of the fucking way, and they're just talking and standing, and then they look and they make fucking eye contact with you. Go back to their conversation. Don't do a goddamn thing to move out of the way.
So I do hate those people. The thing I hate like worse is people who walk just incredibly slow and look at everything, because the people who stop, you can get around them. But the people who like walk slow, it's like a fucking puzzle, depending on where you are. Like you're like they shift, they like list to the left, so you go to the right to get around them, and they go back to the right, and you're like, oh, okay, oh.
Like fucking old people. Oh, Jesus Christ. Stay home, Betty. Like just fucking let your grandkids and your kids do the goddamn work. Have a fucking sugar-free chocolate.
That's what it is. Like the people who stop, I can get around you, but it's the people who like they go super slow. They look from one side to the left side to the other side, and it's like a Chinese puzzle trying to figure out how to get around these people. Can't stand it. So that is not my hate. My hate, I'll flip it. I'll go hate first. And I thought you were gonna steal my hate, Wayne, but it's fucking traffic. Traffic. I don't know if it's bad up there where you are, but down here it is an absolute shit. Like even in parking lots, like parking lot traffic is like 10 times worse. Let alone regular road traffic. Can't stand it. Cannot. Like you can't move 5 feet. Like you're riding your brakes the entire time. It's horrendous. So I'm glad that you didn't steal that from me. Glad that you didn't take it.
So I wanted to let you have something this week.
You probably thought about it. You're like, Ernesto's probably going to say traffic because Wayne's driven with me. And it's not fun when there's traffic. So my love is just the whole feel of the holidays. You know, the Christmas movies, the Christmas music. Christmas movies. Christmas movies are my shit. Like Christmas movies, like it's the only genre that you can watch like 20 years straight every single year and not get tired of it. What's that one? Christmas Story, Elf, The Grinch. Those are just a few of my favorites.
Oh, really? Those are a few of your favorites?
Yeah.
Those are a few of my favorites too.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Like in that you said it in a weird order too.
Are those like
crazy.
Your top 3 favorites?
Yeah.
Like in order?
Yeah, in that order. Are you a psychic?
Well, actually,
the listener will be missing out on crucial background information right here, but that's fine.
When I was in high school, there were a select core, group of people that referred to me as the prophet. I can see things, see the future. So I could be slightly psychic.
No one ever referred to you as the prophet.
If anyone listens to this, please email us or comment the prophet questions that you want answered. And 100% guarantee you won't be dissatisfied.
Locked and loaded. Anything, just spit it out at me. If you want to know when you're gonna meet the love of your life, I'll tell you.
Lottery numbers.
Not gonna tell you. I keep those to myself.
Won it a whole bunch of times too. So
no, I haven't won it on purpose.
Oh,
because I'll get addicted to it and I'll win it multiple times, and then the government will take me and start testing me.
I see. All right. Well, that was fun. A nice little love-hate. All right, so this whole episode was designed by Ernesto as promised. So I'll let him take over the next couple segments real quick if he would like to take the lead. You have my blessing.
I have your blessing. Fantastic. Thank you. So this next little segment, it is a game that some of you may have heard of. It's two truths and one lie, and it's extremely tricky because the three of us have known each other for so long, know each other so well, that basically the premise is there are going to be three little facts, three interesting facts about each of us. And the task that the other two are left with is to determine which one is a lie. You want me to go first? You want Wayne to go first?
You go first, Ernesto. This is your show.
So, the first fact is there was one time when I was leaving a friend's house and I backed into the car across the street, slightly, nicked it, and then I left. The second fact is there was one night I was living in Orlando. I got up in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night, and there was a Taco Bell like right up the street. So I went to the Taco Bell, and I ended up giving a drug dealer back to his house, and then we had a party there. And I left, came back to my house the next morning, never told a soul about it because it was the craziest thing that I've ever done. And then the third thing is, so back then, a couple episodes back, we did like our favorite movie things. And I believe it said like Pacific Rim. My actual favorite movie is Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds. And it is the only chick flick that I own on DVD. Two truths, one lie.
All right. It seems like you've had some careful thought into these. They're very elaborate, and I will let Popeye guess first. I'm pretty sure I know which one is the truth. I mean the lie, but I want to let Popeye go because you know
I need some like dramatic music.
I will definitely add the dramatic music in. Jeopardy theme.
No. It's the one from like You Are the Weakest Link. Where Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Okay.
Where the spotlight come down onto the center.
Yes.
Like that one. Yes. Like I want that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Okay. Popeye's taking way too long. It's the first one.
the party.
The second one?
The first one.
I say it's the first one.
I was gonna say the first one, but
So Wayne, you say the first one. Popeye says the second one.
yeah.
Popeye is correct. It's the second one. The first one's true. The last one's true.
Yeah, and you back into a lot of cars or hit a lot of cars and just
I don't hit a lot of cars. What? What are you talking about? That was the only time that's ever happened. I have no
Really?
idea. The
What
severity
about
of it.
when you dropped me off lacrosse practice and you hit who was it? It was like Will Pilkington or something like that.
Yeah.
That
I
wasn't me.
feel like damage to your car is so common that you would just lie about the circumstance. So that's why I picked that one. Because, like, yeah, you do that. You hit things. It's just believable.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking. It wasn't me who I never hit something at the school.
Yeah,
was
you
offside.
did. Because I promise you, one, you were dating Ilsa, you hit it, and then you were freaked the fuck out the rest of the day. You wouldn't even come. You wouldn't even leave the car when you picked me up from practice. You came in Ilsa's car, so
That's
I remember
fantastic.
that.
I don't even remember that. I do a lot of stuff. Yeah, it was a drug dealer one. I'm surprised Wayne didn't pick that. I mean, it is an Ernesto thing to do, and it kind of makes sense being Orlando, and I met him at Taco Bell. And that scenario is derived from a different scenario that kind of sort of happened like that, but instead it was a drug dealer who gave me a ride back from a party. That was it.
I just feel like it's a typical Ernesto move to try and play 3D chess and make the most boring one the one that's the lie. So that in that flawed logic,
Definitely, maybe being my favorite movie isn't the lie. Isn't the most boring one.
No,
I feel like that's incredibly boring.
but it's not like plain Jane. Like it's out there. It's like unexpected. Both of the
I did
other
learn.
two were
Yeah.
unexpected. So the one that's like, oh yeah, I can believe that Ernesto did that. That's the one I feel like you would make the lie. That's just how I feel like you'd play the game.
It is.
But I
That's the
learned
right way to
something.
You learned something.
I learned something.
It's the only time. All right, so I guess there wasn't the only time. I guess that happened twice, but this is the only 2 times that ever happened. Very, on each. I don't know. As a kid, things happened. I left.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I sideswiped anything. You did, no massive damage. It was fine. There wasn't even any damage on the other vehicle. If anyone is listening to this,
All right. Bye-bye. You have one or you want me to go?
I have one, but if you want to go first, that's fine.
let's have Wayne go first.
All right. So I will start with every day I have a ritual in which I do the New York Times crossword puzzle to the best of my ability. And it is one of the highlights of my day. And it makes me feel super smart. The second one is that I have met Jared Fogle, and he let me stand inside of his giant pants. And retrospectively, I regret it. And the third one is that I have a very specific not bath time, but shower time ritual. And I'm very picky about my robes. And I have 3 robes.
I want to say the last one.
I really want to say the last one too, because I know the crossword thing is for sure. And I know that you met Jared Fogle.
Say the second one, Ernesto, because I think it's the last one.
It's the second one. And I think it's the second one because of the pants.
It is the last one.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was the last one. I just don't. That's just too obvious.
It is too obvious. That's why I did it. I was trying to throw you off.
Okay. All right.
I feel like it's very believable that I could have 3 robes, though.
It is very believable that you could be very specific about that. And having like a morning routine, a ritual, like people have morning routines, so it's not like uncommon to have a specific like shower time. I cede. All right, advantage Popeye, which means it's his turn. Cue the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music.
All right, so my first one is I ran a 10K called the Butte to Butte over here about a couple years ago, and I ran that in 30 minutes. So that's the first one. The second one, when I was in basic training, where the grenade range that we were at, there were no porta-johns. And so I had to go out in the woods and take a shit and use leaves to fucking wipe my ass. So that's the second true statement. And the third statement is
made up.
Oh, damn it. I had the third one in my head. I've won Blackout solo twice.
I don't know that one. It's not like you've never ever bragged about it.
Okay, so one of those is obviously true. And even like no matter what you had said, I'm picking the first one. Because like, do you realize how insane like a 30-minute 10K?
A lot of people like run 5Ks in that speed. The fastest I've ever seen anyone run a 5K, it's like 21 minutes. So you're talking about an extra 2 miles, like just over 4 minutes a mile. On top of that, no way you ran a 10K in 30 minutes. Especially, I've seen you run. A, it's incredibly fast to begin with for like a season runner. B, and then C, you've had back problems since military. So those things combined, I'm not Sherlock Holmes, but people have called me somewhat of a detective. The 10K is a lie, hands down.
Wayne, what do you think?
There's no way he's picking anything other than 10K. That was such a compelling argument. He has to agree with me.
I mean, it feels like really hard to disagree, like with Ernesto's logic, but I don't want to have Popeye the one that his is. No, we neither of us get it, so I feel like we should diversify our bonds.
We have to cover the spread here.
Yeah. So I'll take one for the team and say that he was trying to fool us with that last one, and he's won blackout 3 times.
It was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I ran a
Thank you.
10K in 50 minutes.
That sounds a little. That sounds a little more believable. That's a little more believable. Listen, it's if I had never run a 5K.
People.
Oh, I know it's doable, but like it has to be like.
No, so when I ran that Butte to Butte, it was right because the Olympic track and field trials are over at Autzen Stadium.
So it was Olympians running it.
So there were Olympic
Jesus Christ.
runners running that, and they were running. They did it within like 25 to 30.
So you had fucking Usain Bolt trucking up the hill over here.
Yes, there was a lot of fast people.
That's absolutely insane. Okay.
Well, that was a good episode, guys. I'm glad we learned some stuff about each other, and we will catch you guys next week.
See ya.
Have a great one, everyone.